If you've ever bought Manuka honey because you believed it was the healthiest honey on the shelf, this video is going to shift your entire understanding of what actually makes honey beneficial. Because the ingredient that makes Manuka famous, MGO, comes with risks most people aren't even told about. So let's start with what MGO actually is. MGO stands for methylglyoxal, and it's the active ingredient that gives Manuka its antibacterial properties. But MGO is also a highly reactive compound, and that reactivity doesn't stop when it enters the body. This is important. KOORA Jarrah and Marri honeys are not Manuka. They are completely different Western Australian honeys with a completely different mechanism of action. Their antimicrobial activity does not come from MGO. In Manuka honey, antibacterial strength is largely driven by MGO. That's why Manuka jars are numbered with MGO labels. MGO 100+, 250+, 400+, and so on. But KOORA's Jarrah TA35+ and Marri TA25+ honeys work differently. They don't rely on MGO for their antimicrobial activity because they are not Manuka at all. Instead, their potency or total activity, TA in short, comes from the natural enzymatic production of hydrogen peroxide inside the honey. This hydrogen peroxide is released slowly and gently, creating a powerful antimicrobial environment without needing high levels of MGO. The research is clear. MGO has harmful effects on vascular function by inducing insulin resistance, hypertension, atherosclerosis, neurodegenerative disease, and diabetic microvascular complications. KOORA honeys deliver higher antimicrobial power than most Manukas, without relying on a compound that comes with biological trade-offs. Here's what the consumers almost never hear. The dangers of MGO include atherosclerosis, which is a chronic inflammatory disease of the arteries, and it's the underlying cause of about 50% of deaths in westernized society. And there's also diabetic complications too, through inducing insulin resistance and cell dysfunction, which then leads to type 2 diabetes. And the formation of AGEs, advanced glycation end products. MGOs and AGEs lead to oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and cell toxicity, dysfunction, and death. The accumulation of MGO and AGEs is strongly associated with things like the development of cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, diabetes, vascular complications, cardiovascular disease, and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. This is why the source of antimicrobial activity matters. With KOORA Jarrah and Marri, you're getting powerful antimicrobial action from natural hydrogen peroxide and antioxidants, not from MGO. This is why KOORA's philosophy is simple. Potency should not come with unnecessary risks. Honey itself isn't the issue. The type of honey is. KOORA's Jarrah TA35+ and Marri TA25+ are naturally antimicrobial, antioxidant rich, and prebiotic rich. And they don't get their power from MGO. Instead, their potency comes from natural hydrogen peroxide, which is produced by a combination of bee enzymes and rare nectar from the Jarrah and Marri trees. This produces a stronger yet safer antimicrobial activity that is highly effective against pathogens such as MRSA, the bacteria responsible for antibiotic resistance. Here's what sets KOORA apart. This is the honey chosen by people who want the benefits they thought they were getting from Manuka, without the hidden trade-offs. Here's an antimicrobial activity comparison chart. Manuka versus KOORA Jarrah and Marri honeys. And that's the real difference between Manuka and KOORA's Jarrah and Marri honeys. Two completely different honeys with completely different chemistries, and two very different impacts on the body. If you care about choosing honey that genuinely supports your health, your gut, your inflammation, and your long-term well-being, understanding the science behind MGO and hydrogen peroxide activity matters. And if you want to explore the science behind these honeys even further, or learn more about KOORA's Jarrah and Marri varieties, you can visit koorahoney.com anytime. And if you'd like more deep dives into honey science and evidence-based wellness, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And share this to someone who swears by Manuka honey. They deserve to know the full story.